I had briefly talked about the NCCWSL National Conference for College Women Student Leaders a little earlier today, and you are looking at two of the 5 Colorado students who flew to Washington this year to attend the event put on by AAUW National. So Anna comes to us from Colorado Springs, and Jennifer Martinez Gomez comes from the Aurora area. I really wanted to hear more about NCCWSL this year's live event. And these two generously are taking time out of their busy schedules to tell us more about it and what it really is, the benefit of attending. So I am just going to turn it over to these two leaders who, notice, I did not call them future leaders, to tell you of their experience in leadership training. I know they came back from that smiling and very, very happy. It was all by their emails and everything. So take notes on this NCCWSL experience. It's going to be good for us all. So take it away. I think, Anna, you're first.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me with all of you today. I'm very excited to share my experience with everyone. First, a little bit about me. My name is Ana Villazon. I was born and raised in Mexico. I moved to the U.S. 14 years ago with my family. And after a long period of time of just being a housewife, I decided to go back to school. And I recently graduated in May with my bachelor's in mental health counseling and human services. And I am actually taking master classes for with the same degree. My intention is to be a licensed professional counselor and be able to offer therapy and counseling both in English and Spanish. So that's a little bit about me. I actually have a quick picture that I can share with you. This happened in May. This is my graduation. You can see me here, very happy and excited. This was an amazing moment for me, just to be able to, after a very long time of learning English, right? Like adjusting to this new country, getting this diploma was the culmination of a lot of efforts. And you can see all my family here. I'm a mom of 6 beautiful children, and I'm actually pregnant right now. You'll see me in some of the pictures. I'm gonna be welcoming a baby girl in September 18th, so exactly a month from today. Okay, so a little bit about NCCWSL. It was an amazing experience. I was able to be a participant last year, and it was virtual. So definitely this time was very different, very impactful. Just being in the presence of so many amazing women, leaders, students, staff, like everyone with a great motivation. Everyone was very welcoming to everyone. And I was a little bit afraid, I have to share, because I'm a non-traditional student, right? I'm an adult, I'm a mom. And I was like a little bit worried about maybe most of the participants are going to be very young. But I was very surprised to see other adults, other moms as well, right? Other people that have found this way back to school later in life. And that was a very big motivation for me to see how many women are still having these dreams of giving back to society in a professional way, right? Something that I wanted to share first is that I'm very, very thankful for AAUW for giving me this opportunity. I know that every one of you in some way was make this happen for me, right? I received a big support, economic support, to be able to attend. And I was very surprised to learn that most of the students that were there were also coming with the scholarships and grants to be able to afford being there. So that tells me that really the sorority and having the support for this younger leaders is very, very important. We did an activity at the beginning, just like the speaker, the presenter was asking, how many of you, all attendees, like how many of you receive scholarships to be in school, right? And we needed to stand up. And it was very impactful to see how many of us receive scholarships. Like without the scholarships, we wouldn't be able to complete or to graduate, right? To go to school. How many of us have full-time or part-time jobs to complement the scholarships to attend school? And how many of us were also like taking care of others, maybe parents, children, other people in our life? So that told me there were, most of us as students and leaders have also a lot of responsibility outside of school, and that can be a big stressor in our life. And that's why having the support of other women is so important when we decide to go this way, right? So that was a thing that I wanted to share with you, because I think it's very important to keep these opportunities coming for future students, and to offer them the opportunity to go to these events where they can gain a lot of confidence and leadership skills just from attending when they are not able to do it on their own, right? So I think in this piece, the whole community, right, and AAUW members make this possible, and made this possible for me and Jennifer today. So another thing that I wanted to share, it's one of the most impactful sessions that I was in. It was actually the first one. It was the first day, first session. I was very excited, didn't know what to expect, right? And I went to this session about leadership, like women in leadership. And I love the turn that the speaker had for this presentation. At the beginning, I was expecting like, oh, maybe we're going to talk about skills that are important for a leader, or, how you promote your brand, or things like that. And then it created a space for a lot of us to be vulnerable and share our leadership experiences and our experiences where we haven't felt heard and seen. So she mentioned that something important that is part of leadership is having power, right, and influence, but especially impacting others' lives is what really makes a change, and how for being impactful, you have to be authentic. And when she shared that, a lot of us participants felt very impacted, right, by her story. And we started sharing how many times we haven't felt authentic, being in spaces that are male dominant, or being in spaces where there is discrimination for being immigrants, for being non-US citizens, for having families that are immigrants, for being English our second language, right? Like a lot of things. And this opened the opportunity for a lot of us to share our struggles when we haven't felt leaders in our areas. And it was very beautiful to create this space where we can all felt heard and seen. And actually, right after this session, when we went out, I made one of the most amazing friends that, we were together for the rest of the session, so for the rest of the trip, right? Because this session really created that space to be vulnerable and to share. For me, right, I have felt that many, many times when I have felt doubtful about speaking in English, knowing that English is my second language, right? Really trying to hide my accent, or prove that I deserve to be here, that I deserve to go to school, that I deserve to have a job. So I have felt that very many times, and just being confirmed and validated in this feeling that, not hiding that makes me not being authentic. And then this is a barrier when I want to be a true leader, when I want to be impactful, right? So that the best way that I can impact others is by being authentic. And that was like a beautiful message that I received, and that I want to pass along, right, for everyone. And then at the end of the session, this person shared how really mostly like, yes, we can talk about leadership, but especially we're talking about positive deviance and how we have to break rules sometimes. We have to, like break rules, break norms. That is sometimes being a leader. And I remember how many times I have heard like the amazing things that other AAUW members have done in the past for us to have this opportunity today, for us to access education, for us to have these scholarships, for us to be even here together, right, today, to have the right to meet, to have the right to vote, and all of those things that sometimes younger generations we don't think like things were very different before, and that it took a lot of bravery and courage from other women to have all the rights and all the privileges that we enjoy today. So that led me thinking like how I can be a positive deviant, right? What are the rules that I can break? What are the things that I can challenge to keep giving more opportunities to other women that are coming behind me? So this was a very twist that I was not expecting, right, to hear in this conference. So I want to share some quick pictures with you about this. Okay, so this is the one that I showed you about my graduation. Okay, this is me arriving in Maryland University. Beautiful experience, very big. We walked a lot. This is the session that I was telling you. That was the first one. It was very amazing just to meet this group of women and that we stick together actually for the rest of the conference. And this is me having the best time at NCCWSL. And here I am with Gloria Blackwell, which you may recognize, right? Our national CEO. And it was an amazing opportunity to just meet her, be with her. Just seeing her picture in the newsletters is one thing, but being able to see her, be with her, taking pictures with her, hearing her speak directly to us was an amazing opportunity. So really something that I will cherish for a very long time. And here I'm with Jennifer, actually, who's the next one talking. So we just had this picture representing where we're coming from. I come from Yucatan, Mexico, and she comes from Jalisco. So yeah, we thought like this could be a good opportunity to, feel proud of where we come from. And that's it.
Anna, that's your 10 minutes. It was wonderful. You were a terrific speaker. Let's move on to Jennifer Martinez Gomez.
Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen really quick. So, echoing a lot of what Anna said. Thank you. I have so many good memories. I am graduated from Community College of Transfer in Behavioral Cognitive Neuroscience and hoping to pursue my PsyD next. And again, I'd like to express a lot of thank yous to AAUW. I was also able to go last year online to NCCWSL and in person this year. And I will say I'm a little more biased to the in-person conference. I am very much in person and like to connect a lot with people. So both were amazing opportunities and they had really great sessions. And I'll kind of just dive right into it. So one of the biggest key takeaways that I really took from this is kind of diving into it is connection building. There were so many great people that we met. These are all the AAUW scholarship recipients from Colorado. We're missing one from Fort Lewis College in this picture, but it was super fun. It was great meeting them. They're all amazing women. Great being able to experience all of the sessions with them or trickling off to different sessions and then coming together and talking about the sessions was amazing. I know some of us really had really great sessions that we or we wanted to go to two, but we couldn't go to two. There's not two of us, so and come to talk about it. So much love in the room, and it was a really great way to learn about other people and things that they're experiencing, whether it's on their campuses, whether it's in their personal life or anything like that. I'm going to also share a little bit about two of the sessions that I really personally liked. One was empathetic leadership. And so I know we all kind of have heard about empathy, and it's basically, I feel with you, right? It's when you put yourself in a position where you can understand where someone is coming from. And one of the key quotes that I took from the presenter in this session, which was also my first session, I will say, Anna, these first sessions were where we were so excited about them. But this one, the quote was, "Empathy is inclusion. Inclusion is belonging, and we all want to belong." And that really stuck with me. I'm part of student government on my campus, and our campus is a predominantly commuter campus, and we're very diverse. So we're always talking about how can we make this place inclusive to everyone, right? Promoting that diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the 3 points that our presenter told us about was see, hear, and understand. So seeing, just basically understanding that no two lived experiences are the same, right? We're all coming from different backgrounds. We all identify differently. We all have different goals, and we're not, every mind is a world in itself. So I think it's very important to understand that and see that we all have different struggles, and we all have those different barriers that we have to overcome. And those are 3 questions that she had us think about, our presenter, was for seeing as how can you become more authentic as a leader. And I know Anna kind of touched on that authenticity, and it was a really big theme within the conference is how can you be more authentic, whether it's you're passionate, you're very open and vulnerable, you're very patient. It's how can you use that to be more of an empathetic leader. When it comes to hearing or listening, this is the quickest way to forge a connection. And we were able to connect a lot within our table and the girls that we were sharing the presentation with. And the question within this is, what behaviors do you engage in to signal inclusion, right? Practicing that belonging. And it's kind of, are you very relatable? Do you like to ask questions? Do you smile to people just so that they feel seen, that they feel heard? And that's really important. And lastly, understanding, which is open hands, open heart, which I thought that was a really cute way to explain that. And with this one is, how do you see beyond yourself and confront your bias, whether it's you ask questions or you want to educate yourself on something, or you're very open-minded, or you're open to constructive criticism, because nowadays there's so much new information that we're obtaining from people, and it's the best way to, at least within me, bringing some knowledge back from Nick Whistle, is within student government. We always want to see, okay, what legislation can we write? What kind of bills can we pass to create open environments for everyone, to enhance that student body experience on campus? And I think that was really important with empathetic leadership, because it's very important to be empathetic, and it's also very important to take care of yourself, and that's not selfish, right? I feel like sometimes empathy can be misunderstood as you're putting others in front of yourself, and that's not always the case, right? Sometimes you could be empathetic and also be selfish, and I think there's a fine line between that, but it's possible, and there's a great way to be a great leader and understand how you can promote other strengths. And that kind of leads me to the other session that I really like, which was overcoming your barriers. And this presenter, she had us recognize our internal barriers, which some examples I wrote was, what if they don't like me, or I don't want to be rude, or I may be wrong. And I think that's really important, because being a first generation student, that imposter syndrome might kick in sometimes. And it's really important to recognize those barriers to be able to tap into your strengths, and which could be anything from you're really good at understanding other people's perspectives, or you're a peacekeeper, or you're really good at telling people what to do and delegating, and those things can sometimes be seen as bad or sometimes as good, depending what your team is. But it's so important to take up space wherever you are. And I think as since we were little, we're probably systemically oppressed because we are women, and it's so important to understand that just because we're women doesn't mean we can't take up space, and we can't take a role in a certain leadership position or anything like that. And I'm also co-president for Latinx Student Alliance. So this is one thing that I try to promote within our meetings is, I know we have all these barriers we have to overcome. Some people have DACA, some people have other problems or other barriers that they have to overcome to be a student or be able to be successful. And I think that it's really important for them to understand so that they're able to reach their goals. And one of the things that one of the members showed us was our list of rights. And this really hit home, because it's a way for you to speak positively about yourself. So you could say, I have the right to say my piece, right? I have the right to set boundaries or anything like that you feel like you have the right to do. And just saying that is really strengthening and powerful and motivational, that you're able to really set forth in any way that your goals may take you, or your path. And that was really a great session to be a part of. And especially with so many women with different goals, we were able to share a lot about ourselves and really get to know them. And of course, on top of all the sessions, we were able to also have some fun. They got us some buses, and we were able to go and see DC, be a tourist for a night. And these are all some women. There's some of the girls from Anna's picture that she shared. There's girls from Minnesota, New York, literally everywhere you could have thought. There was all kinds of self-identifying women that were so powerful. And like I had mentioned in the beginning, there was so much love in the room where whatever you shared, everybody was so supportive. And it was not only them, but also the facilitators. They also encouraged people to share. And it was such a safe space that I think that anybody who has the opportunity to go to NCCWSL should, because whether it's online or in person, it's a way for you to learn more about yourself and also learn about other people and learn how to connect within your differences, because we're all different, but at the end of the day, we all have those things that we could all connect with. And it's always great to know how to work with each other and alongside each other to create that common goal of we're all great leaders wherever we are or whatever position we want to take. And I think it's an amazing place to learn and to express, to communicate, to discuss about important things going on, whether it's on our campus or in our states. And yeah, that was I kind of had to write things down, because then I'll go over my 10 minutes, but that was all. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right at the end. You did a good job. I do want to thank you both for doing this. I want you to know we are recording this, so I can see Carolyn, our technical person, I could see us putting these on the website so that next year and whenever people want to find out more about NCCWSL, they could hear your stories and hear what you've shared with us today. I want to give the audience a chance to send in a question in the Q&A if they have something for you. So we have about 10 minutes of Q&A, and I appreciate your being willing to kind of field any question that we might have. I feel this particular year where you got to go in person to DC was so much more than, not that Zoom is not good, but you seem like you just got a tremendous boost out of being there with all the other participants. Could you, the one thing that came to my mind is that with all of the branches in the state being interested in NCCWSL, are you so busy during the year that you would not necessarily be able to take a few minutes out and come speak to one of our branches for a program on a Saturday or in the evening? What do you think? Would you, if we contacted you, maybe check out with one of the branches near you? For example, Jennifer, you could maybe be in Aurora or perhaps even nearer. I forget where you're at school, Jennifer.
In CU Denver.
That's you, Denver. So you're still within the city, so you'd be available to a lot of the metro groups. And Anna, you would be in UCCS, so you'd be in Colorado Springs area. But is that something that you could do? Because I could see our branch.
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Cool, cool. We had one question pop up. Let me see what we have. She understands that Mary's wanted to thank you, and now she understands more about the program, and I certainly feel like I do too. How did you, here's a question that came to my mind. How did you choose, both of you are in a kind of a psychological space, you're kind of either into counseling or you're into, I'm not exactly sure what AAUW comes into, maybe it's a little more psychological. How did you choose those fields given your interest in leadership and in women? Anna, what do you think?
Yes, well, I have like two ways to answer this, and I feel like the first one is a personal experience. Just like for me, when I was around 18, and I went to a counselor, and I can say like that counselor really changed my life and made me see things that now I'm acting on my leadership, on my future. So she made a big impact in my life, and I just wanted to do that for others.
I hear you.
So since I was in Mexico, that was part of the motivation, and then being here, it was mostly noticing the lack of access for Spanish speaker people that want to access mental health. And so that was like the second motivation. Now being here is like, I need to go back to school, and I need to get this degree so I can help others that really need it.
So it's really meaningful to you. So it will be as you work with other people.
Yes.
Jennifer, what's your drive to be a psychologist?
Yeah, so for me, ever since I was little, people just kind of talk to me. They would say that I'm pretty easy to talk to. So it kind of just stuck with me that I'm a pretty good listener, I'd like to say. So whenever I meet someone, or sometimes I'm taking the light rail to school, and like I'll just talk to the random person in front of me that I see is also a student or something. And that was kind of what kind of sparked it. I started as a criminal justice major, but it was definitely something that changed along the way. So I understood that you have to do something that you kind of already love to do. So it was the psychology kind of umbrella, right? Because it's so broad sometimes, is what my heart drove me to. And my mom helped me kind of understand that. She was one of the biggest motivators as well, because in the Latino community, it's very taboo per se to talk about your mental health. And when I was in high school, I had a friend a family member actually took their own life. So it was something that really motivated me at that point to support my friend and their family. And it's something that they got a lot out of. And it's something that I kind of decided to say like, okay, well, this is something that I really like to do and enjoy helping others. And yeah.
So life experiences lead you to that sort of thing. Can you give it, I did get a couple of questions, and one is something that interested me too, is how do you see AAUW playing in your future? You're in school now, it's not probably easy. I don't know if there's a organization on your school campus or whatever, but how do you see yourself continuing to use AAUW as a resource for leadership or for your life experiences as you continue? Jennifer, you start. How do you see AAUW playing into the mix?
Well, I feel like AAUW has been a great opportunity that I've been able to speak at. I know when I got my scholarship and just practicing the public speaking has been a lot, at least in those
Right there.
instances. So
Yeah.
even with that, it's been a great help in encouraging that and practicing that. And I think also when I received a scholarship last year, I was able to speak to one of your board members, and she had told me, you need to come, like you need to be part of AUW, get a leadership position. We need younger perspectives, younger just more of that, I guess, positionality of where you are within like schools and how you see different nonprofits or organizations helping and supporting students. And I think that that's really important, because at least I have a couple leadership roles within the university, and I've seen how in university organizations don't support as much as outside organizations. And I think that's really important, at least to see how universities can support students by maybe connecting with these outside organizations and being able to promote scholarships. Or even, I think it was the Center for Identity and Inclusion at my university, I had told them, I'm like, you need to promote this scholarship. And I was like, I got this 2 years in a row. Like AUW wants to help, they want to support. So I think at least in ways to promote leadership is at least helping promote and being able to help other students along the way, as you already got the help, right? So
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because that was one of the questions is, can you help others get this experience or be more involved in AAUW as part of their university experience? Anna, any thoughts you have about any specific ways that you might be active in AAUW, or anything in the future you'd like to share?
Sure. Yes. Well, I actually signed up for the Department of Equity and Inclusion. I haven't been able to make it to a lot of meetings, just a couple of them, because you can imagine that I'm also very busy. But it's really, yeah, I am passionate about what you all do with this program and this association, and I want to keep being part of it in one way or another. Now that I'm not receiving the scholarship since I'm in the master program now, but I also have found amazing mentors in this program, and that is something that I want to share, and I really want to raise that. People in AAUW have been amazing mentors to me. They have been, having my back, asking me how I'm doing, really offering their help, support, and wisdom. And that is something that I will have, and I will, keep forever. So I'm really thankful for this opportunity to have mentors, because for me, that was a word that I was not familiar with before, or that was a concept that it wasn't familiar to me, right? And now I can see how these women that have been part of my journey are doing an amazing, have an amazing impact in how I'm making decisions now. So I always reach out to my mentors now and from AAUW. So yes,
I can see that you are on your way to being a mentor as well. So we're at the end of your session, but I just want to let everybody in the audience know we didn't get to maybe answer every question that was asked specifically, but if you would, Jennifer is in the Aurora branch and Anna is in the Colorado Springs branch. If you would like to get in touch with them or ask them more, or find out more about their experiences, you could contact each of those branches. And maybe we will have, for sure, we'll have these recordings on the website when we're done. So let me just see if there's any more. Things are coming through the chat. Please remind Anna, AAUW has scholarships for advanced work as well. So there are fellowships and grants. Anna, if you'll look on the AAUW.org website, you will see other opportunities for fellowships and grants as you go forward. So I'm going to turn this back over to Joan. I'm so thankful to have met you both, and I'm so glad that we had a chance to hear from you. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow. How can we bottle that enthusiasm? There has to be a way.